Hello everybody and welcome back to the Brigazoid's Den. Today we have another LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga level ideas, me saying what I'm thinking the Return of the Jedi movie is going to look like. And now, as of this recording, we have some new information on the game, because at this point, the Star Wars or LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga gameplay trailer, the gameplay overview trailer, has released. So we know a little bit about how the levels are going to work, a little bit, and also, of course, the gameplay and all that stuff, which whole breakdown video on the channel, and it was a little while ago. It was a little while ago at this point. Um, but basically, all the videos before that were already pre-recorded. Before that gameplay trailer came out, I didn't know, obviously, that gameplay trailer was coming out. But now, so from Return of the Jedi, which is this video, through the sequel trilogy, and whatever else LEGO Star Wars content, or LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga ideas kind of things I have going forward, that will all be after the gameplay trailer so far. So, we do, like I said, we do know a little bit more information, but I do want to say that I will not be changing any of my ideas, my original ideas, before the gameplay trailer came out. So if my ideas are incorrect, and already confirmed to be incorrect, I'm not changing them, because I do want to do like a video way later down the line when I actually complete LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, where I kind of go back through and like my notes and things like that, and I try and kind of compare my ideas to what actually happens as for the levels. That could be a fun video to do, so I will be doing that again way later down the line, but I don't want to change any of my original ideas yet. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to get into Return of the Jedi. This is the final of the original trilogy, so we will get going with it right now. To start off with our open world travel, we have entering Jabba's palace. Now, this was an idea that again, like I said, none of these ideas have been changed, but now with this gameplay trailer, I'm able to kind of expand on them and give some more detail on what they could maybe look like, because I have a more of an idea of what the game is going to look like. So we already saw in the gameplay trailer that there was C-3PO and R2-D2 like running through the Tantive 4 from A New Hope, and why not do something very similar to that, where basically we are entering Jabba's palace as R2-D2 and C-3PO, and you kind of have to walk through Jabba's palace at the entrance and all that. I think the Gamorrean guards can like escort you and things like that, as well as Bib Fortuna. You meet with like that torturing droid, who is like also the chef droid in Book of Boba Fett. But yeah, so it's basically, again, very baseline, just kind of walking through the palace, getting the whole lay of the land a little bit for the open world travel, but then that'll also bring you into the actual level. Next up, we have level 1. So this is going to be the first level of the start of the actual movie. And as we saw in the gameplay trailer, there was a scene where I believe Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan enter Chancellor Palpatine's office room, and you can see kind of like a little hexagon, I believe, that was glowing green, which would bring you into a level. So in this case, for open world travel, for entering Jabba's palace, you'd play as C-3PO and R2-D2, eventually find one of those hexagon places as Bib Fortuna and the Gamorrean guards escort you, and then that'll send you into the first level here, which is, I didn't really come up with a proper title for it, I just said Fighting Through Jabba's Palace as Luke. So this is just going to be a full Jabba's Palace level, playing as Luke Skywalker. You know, you use the Force on the Gamorrean guards in the entrance, and you walk through and you try to make a deal with Jabba, but it doesn't really work out. This is going to be a very similar idea to the complete Saga level. I don't remember which level it exactly was. It may have been level 1, I think, where basically you play as Luke, Leia, Han, Chewbacca, like the whole gang, and you go through Jabba's palace. This is going to be very similar to that, except you're mainly just playing as Luke, and then also a Gamorrean guard when you actually fight the Rancor, which we saw in the gameplay trailer, which is already confirmed, and that was also an idea that I wanted to put as a part of this level, is obviously, of course, dueling the Rancor, and then putting the bone in its mouth, and then killing it in the end. So that is a big part of this big boss fight of this level 1 here, and then that'll bring us on into the next open world travel. So after you go through all of Jabba's palace and get the whole lay of the land there, you'll move on to Jabba's sail barge, which will be the next open world travel area. Now, this one was a bit tough to come up with, mainly because I've just been kind of I was very like wary of how much of the movie I've been like using because I want to make sure that I don't go through the entire movie, miss a whole scene, and then not make like a level or something out of it. And then by the end of writing all the notes down, I'm like, oh man, I still need like another two more levels. So I've been making this kind of like very tightly put together here. So we have for the open world travel R2D2 as well as C3PO because I couldn't think of another co-op character. Traveling to the roof of Jabba's sail barge. So this is obviously the part where R2D2 goes up to Jabba's sail barge, like the roof of it, and then shoots the lightsaber out for Luke to grab. But then I was also thinking another thing that I could do would be having Luke, Han, and Chewbacca on the like skiff, I think they're called, Jabba's like skiff things, and then Luke doing like the jump off of the diving board there, and then catching his lightsaber or the plank, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why I said diving board. And then Luke catches the lightsaber and uses it to take down all of Jabba's guards. But either one really works. Just a very quick scene that'll eventually bring you straight into level 2. And for level 2, we have Jabba's sail barge. Total given level. It's going to be very similar to the, what was it called? I think it was level 2 of the complete saga as well. And you're just going to be playing as the whole gang. You know, you can have different moments or scenes, I guess. You can have a scene where Han and Chewbacca try and save Lando. You could have Luke going through on all the different skiffs that Jabba has and taking down Boba Fett, which we also saw, I believe, promotional pictures for that fight is going to be included as a part of this level here. You could have maybe Leia taking down Jabba. I don't know if that'd be a little too dark for Lego to take on as a scene. Maybe R2D2 and C3PO fighting Jabba's. Oh no, something Crumb, Salacious Crumb. I don't remember his name, but that weird monkey-looking thing, who you can buy at like I think you can buy him at Galaxy's Edge or something like that, and then they cook him in the Mandalorian, I think. Anyways, that would be a really fun part of the level as well. Just kind of going through all the characters and going through each one of their scenes and stuff like that, and then eventually, of course, having Luke save Leia on top of the sail barge and destroying it. So that would be basically just level 2. It makes complete sense. It's definitely going to happen. It's basically already been confirmed. And we'll move on to the next open world travel part. This next open world travel, I don't know exactly how it's going to work because I think I did this for the Attack of the Clones one too. At the first open world travel was a ship thing, like flying through Coruscant, and I have this a very similar idea with flying with ships. And I don't know if I don't know if this is going to work for open world travel or if ship flying has to be with levels. I mean, I wouldn't be, judging by the gameplay trailer, I wouldn't be surprised if there are open world travel, like, moments where you can fly a ship to different planets. Like I said, just judging by the gameplay trailer where we saw, I don't know, I think it was like an X-Wing going to Coruscant, and you can go to different sections of Coruscant and things like that, which is super cool, by the way. You can, like, fly to different sections of the planets. But my idea for this open world travel is Luke in his X-Wing flying off to Dagobah to meet with Yoda, and then also Han, or wait, no. Was it Han? Yeah, no, it was Han. It was Han. What am I talking about? It was Han. Um, um, uh, blanking completely. Han, Chewbacca, Leia, that whole group going and flying off to the on the Millennium Falcon to go to the moon of Endor. So I don't know. That was just kind of the open world travel that I was thinking of throwing in there. Again, another ship open world travel, which I don't know if that would work, but if it does, there's the idea for it. For our next level, which would be level 3 here, we have Moon of Endor landing. So this is basically just going to be very similar to the complete Saga game, where you have level 3, or I don't know which level it was, but one of the levels was basically you just going through Endor. You visit the Ewok, or you go through the Ewok village. You do the whole speeder chase situation. Basically, what this is going to be, there's already been the Endor speeder chase confirmed, so that is definitely going to be happening, and that'll be a part of this level, 1000%. You know, you can play as Luke and Leia, and you're riding the speeders, as well as just kind of going through Endor, taking down some troopers, things like that. There have been many iterations of this Endor level. One in the Force Awakens game, which was it was a part of that level where it was basically the whole ending of Return of the Jedi, which I love that level, to be honest with you. that was probably one of my favorite levels of that entire game, just because it was the uh, the final part of Return of the Jedi, which is my favorite Star Wars movie. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, but there's definitely going to be a reiteration of the Endor kind of situation, as well as the ending of Return of the Jedi once again, and hopefully it'll be the best one. But judging by the trailers, it seems like it's probably going to be the best one so far, especially with those Imperial guards. No, what are they called? Imperial. Well, I don't remember what they're called, but anyways, Emperor's Imperial guards with like that dress piece. That was really cool to see. Anyways, for the next open world travel, after you go through level 3, where you're kind of exploring the forest of Endor, and you're taking down some troopers, doing the whole speeder chase, you then go to the open world travel, which is the Ewok village, which we also saw in the trailer. Again, just want to make it clear that I did not change any of my ideas based off of the trailer. These are still my original ones that I kept. So, but I do want to say that we did see this moment in the trailer. I think they were playing as C-3PO, and you were going through the Ewok village, which it made complete sense why the Ewok village was there, because Endor is one of the planets that you can visit. So this is definitely going to be a part of the open world, and this is most likely going to be an open world travel piece or hub level, whatever you want to call it, going to the next level. And that is what I also put down here to go to level 4. Basically, just play as, it seems like, C-3PO, and you're going to be going through the Ewok village, maybe do a couple of tasks, something like that, and eventually reach the green hexagon where you can go into the next level. It'll be a really cool setting, so I'm excited to see what the Ewok village looks like. For level 4, this is going to be a pretty obvious one. Battle of Endor, on Endor, whatever you want to call it. Totally, it's going to happen. Definitely going to be a level, and it's going to be a fun one, too. Again, there have been many reiterations of this kind of, this level, this war on Endor, this battle on Endor, throughout many games, Complete Saga and The Force Awakens, and now there will be another one to add to this list. And I'm pretty excited for this new one, especially with all these new Force mechanics, blaster mechanics, things like that. This could be a lot of fun. And I definitely think that The Force Awakens one was probably my favorite, just because of that, the whole, like, blaster cover thing. I don't know what you call it. The blaster fights that we got in Force Awakens were a lot of fun. I really liked that mechanic, as well as the ship flying mechanics as well. Those are really fun. And it looks like they're going to be coming back and maybe even improved in this new game, which is very exciting. But yeah, basically just going to be another war battle on Endor. You go into the whole, like, facility, the Endor facility, Imperial facility, as well as you're fighting outside. You play as Chewbacca. He's driving the AT-ST, and just, full-blown war, full-blown battle. Pretty exciting stuff. The next open world travel, or the final open world travel here, is going to be the Moon of Endor Imperial Base, which my idea here is you play as Vader and also Luke, and you're kind of like making your way to Emperor Palpatine's throne room on the Death Star. Because there was like that moment. Nah, that's not really how the best. But it's a scene where you're like Luke and Vader are going to like these elevators and stuff with all these different Imperial troopers, as well as officers and things like that, and they eventually make their way to the Death Star. That's basically what this is going to be, just this open world travel. My idea is that you basically go through the, like, elevator area, and you make your way up to, like, the helipad where all the, not helipad, but like, I guess landing pad, I guess they call it in Star Wars, where the Imperial shuttle is, and then you go up to the Imperial shuttle. That's where the green hexagon is to begin the next level, which is, again, probably going to be a very obvious one, but it has to be in here because it's such a pivotal moment in the movie. Now we are at the final level of the original trilogy and the final level of the Return of the Jedi movie, where we have Luke and Vader versus the Emperor is one part, as well as the Millennium Falcon destroying the Death Star 2. So let's start with the Luke and Vader versus Emperor part. I feel like this just needs to be a dragged out, not dragged out, that's a terrible way to describe it, but very long version of the Emperor fight scene. Maybe even there's a point where you're able to fight Vader beforehand in this part, and then you work together with Vader as Luke to take down the Emperor. As we saw in the gameplay trailer, there was a few moments where you fought some Imperial guards, or the Emperor's Imperial guards, whatever they're called, the guys in red, and they have like the dress piece on. So it's definitely going to be a part of this most likely final level, and I'm just hoping it's a long one. I'm hoping it's a nice, very long fight scene or not fight, boss fight, with many hearts, and hopefully the Emperor is very tough to take down. I'm pretty excited, with all the force mechanics that they added for the game and things like that. And then we also have, like I said, the Millennium Falcon destroys the Death Star 2. Just a ship level, you're flying around the Death Star 2, taking down some TIE fighters. Maybe your what is it, co-op partner is an X-Wing, very similar to the other games. And then you just fly into the Death Star 2 and blow it up. And yeah, that's basically it for level 5 there. Okay, so that's another movie down. The original trilogy is all set and done, and we will be moving on to the sequel trilogy. Not the most exciting stuff, but I'm kind of excited for it because The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker are movies that have been not touched by LEGO games so far. The Force Awakens has been way overdone with its own video game, you know what I mean? But that game was fun. I didn't mind that game too much. But basically, again, we are all done with the original trilogy, and we will be moving on to the sequel trilogy in the next video, which is super exciting. So if you enjoyed that video, do the comment YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.